Hi, I'm Nina, also known as Ukkepuck, and today I will be talking about the Okja movie, the movie that made me turn vegan. I will give you a trigger and spoiler warning ahead of time, wee woo, because I will be talking about heavy subjects, about animals and the farming industry, and there are obviously spoilers for the plot of the movie. Okja is a Korean and American movie made by Netflix in 2017. I heard about this movie from friends and I thought, this sounds like an interesting movie. For context, I do not often watch trailers. I really don't like trailers. Sometimes it tells me a little bit too much about what's going to happen. I like to not be prepared for what I'm going to watch. And apparently that was a big mistake. For reference, IMBD's line from the Okja movie, a young girl risks everything to prevent a powerful multinational company from kidnapping her best friend, a fascinating beast named Okja. Sounds wholesome, doesn't it? The Netflix description, a gentle giant and the girl who raised her are caught in a crossfire between animal activism, corporate greed, and scientific ethics. This sounds a little bit more interesting and more deep, but I did not really have a clue about what I was about to watch. I still thought, oh, a girl and a beast and magical friendship and all that. I was wrong. The movie starts out, as most multinational companies do, about the company trying to tell the world their plan and how good they are and progressive and the future and blah blah blah. And the company has a big launch for an event where they give out these super pigs to 26 different countries and 26 different farmers. Each farmer will try to raise the super pig as the best of their abilities, and there will be a prize for the winning pig. Fast forward 10 years, and we get to see Mitya and Okja living in the mountains of South Korea. We see them playing together, eating, sleeping, exploring. Soon you'll see the bond between Mitya and Okja. And I started to get involved with both of them. And I thought, oh my god, this is cute, this is fluffy. A couple of representatives from the big company come to the little farm on top of the mountain and they tell Okja wins and they decide to take Okja to America, to the big company, a celebration and all that, and they won and a prize, blah blah blah. When Mitya finds out they have taken Okja to America, she starts a chase to retrieve Okja, her friend. During this high action chase and adventure and all that, Okja is getting kidnapped by animal activists. They explain to Mitya what's happening about the farming industry. The group of animal activists had a plan to implant a kind of camera in Okja so that when Okja returns to the facility of the big company, they could see inside because they think what's happening there isn't that good for the animals. The story develops and Okja gets into the factory, and that's where we get to see the first looks of animal cruelty. We see a lot of little Okjas with like genetically mutated, and some of them are paralyzed or they're being experimented on. Then we get to see that they're testing Okja, but after that, Okja is getting force bred, and that's partly visible in the movie. That really made me angry. It made me realize I really don't want to be a part of a system that forces animals to breed or keep them in captivity for. I live in quite a rural area in the Netherlands, and here I've seen too much animal cruelty by biological farmers. As a customer in a grocery store, the distance between the product that you buy and actual animals and the process before it is very big. Now I've seen things on like local farms and seen dead pigs and everything. I already was trying to get like vegetarian because I realized I don't want to eat dead animals. After seeing this scene, I was like, I don't want to be any part in the cruelty of animals, even if it's only for milk or eggs. In America, they throw a big party because of the new super pig and the revolution of meat and whatever. The big party and parade gets interrupted by the animal activists. During the parade, where they're gonna show Okja, you also see Okja being enraged because of all the misery that's done to her. But they do not succeed in rescuing Okja. Later, the animal activists take Mitya to, which is basically a processing plant and a slaughterhouse. There we go to see a lot of dead Okja type creatures being slaughtered and cut up, getting shot. And I was already way too much invested in this movie. I did not want to see this. If I knew this in front of time when I watched the trailer, I could have guessed. Mitya manages to purchase Okja, and only just Okja, and they get to leave back to South Korea to the mountains. But all the others are being killed and processed. This movie made me realize so much about the horrors we inflict on animals for our own good. And I don't think I need to consume living animals for my pleasure. I can get my sustenance from other things like plants, beans, whatever. But I don't want to be part of an industry that's very polluting, very bad for the animals, forced breeding, hormonal feeds. That's something I don't want to be a part of. The movie was great. It made a real impact with me. It made me connect with a science fiction animal, but I was able to translate it to the real world and realize that I think what we're doing to our animals is wrong. The only exception that I have is that someone I know has chickens, and she has like chickens in a big garden, and they don't get eaten. If they die from old age, they get buried. She's not part of an industry, she's not polluting, she's not giving a hormonal feed. It's just chickens living their life, and this movie was great. It took me a little bit of time to adjust my mind to the animation and get used to it, and that they're partly speaking Korean and partly speak English. Even though the movie has like a serious tone, there's also this satire. There were some very interesting shots, beautiful scenery. I enjoyed the acting. I also liked that it was based in realism but still slightly science fiction. And I cannot emphasize the impact that it has made to my personal life. I would totally recommend you watching this movie, but be warned ahead of time. The animal cruelty is intense. If you don't like seeing animals in pain or whatever, don't watch this movie. Otherwise, if you have a kind of an okay stomach, go for it. It's one of the best movies from 2017, in my opinion. I also really liked how there was a comment on the current society and our view on farming industry. Thanks for watching. See you next time.